Rejected by her family, ignored by everyone. But what this girl did next will shock you. From being left behind to becoming a billionaire CEO, this is the true story of how she turned rejection into world domination. At a young age, she was rejected by the one group she needed most, her family. They doubted her dreams, dismissed her potential, and left her feeling abandoned. But instead of succumbing to the hurt, she channeled the pain into something more powerful. With no one to rely on, she became her own greatest supporter. Determined to prove them wrong, she fought tooth and nail to rise above their disbelief. Little did they know, this rejection would ignite the fire that fueled her journey to become a self-made billionaire, an unstoppable CEO. In one cruel moment, she was left behind by the people who should have supported her the most. Her family's rejection wasn't just emotional. It was life-shattering. Alone, with no one to turn to, she faced the harsh reality that her dreams were dismissed. But instead of breaking, she chose to rebuild. That painful moment became the turning point in her life. It sparked a relentless drive within her to succeed, to prove that no one could define her worth. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. A rise from the ashes to become a billionaire CEO. The days following her family's rejection were some of the darkest of her life. Isolated and overwhelmed by doubt, she struggled to keep going. With no support and no clear path forward, every step felt impossible. Financial hardships, emotional pain, and relentless fear of failure haunted her. Yet during those lonely moments, something powerful was born, an inner strength that refused to give up. In the depths of despair, she made a choice to transform her pain into purpose. Those dark days became the foundation for her transformation into a powerful, self-made billionaire CEO. With no one in her corner, she started from nothing, facing rejection, loneliness, and a world that didn't believe in her. But instead of crumbling, she embraced the struggle. Every setback became fuel for her ambition. She taught herself the skills, overcame countless obstacles, and built her first business from the ground up. No resources, no guidance, just sheer willpower and determination. Slowly but surely, she went from a girl dismissed by everyone to a force in the business world. The journey had just begun, and she was ready to prove that nothing could stand in her way. Despite being rejected by her family and dismissed by everyone around her, she refused to stay down. Where others saw failure, she saw an opportunity to rise. Instead of letting rejection define her, she used it as motivation to prove the world wrong. Her resilience wasn't born out of luck. It was forged through countless hours of hard work, perseverance, and the refusal to give up. She wasn't going to let anyone's opinion shape her future. With each setback, she grew stronger, pushing forward until she became a billionaire CEO. Rejection was just the beginning of her rise. It all changed with one pivotal decision. At her lowest point, when all seemed lost, she took a leap of faith that would alter the course of her life. With nothing left to lose, she invested everything into a business idea that others called foolish. The odds were stacked against her, but that one bold move ignited a fire within. It wasn't instant success, but it was the start of her transformation. That decision led her to her first big win, and from there, everything snowballed. One choice, made in the face of doubt, became the foundation of her empire. Her relentless drive came from a place many couldn't understand: pain. Every rejection, every insult, every setback fueled her determination to succeed. Instead of letting the hurt hold her back, she transformed it into a powerful motivation. She used the pain of being dismissed, overlooked, and underestimated as a constant reminder of what she was capable of. The secret behind her success wasn't just ambition, it was the refusal to let her past define her future. Every failure was a stepping stone, every hardship a lesson. That inner strength became the foundation of her journey to billionaire status. The turning point in her journey came with a single game-changing move. After years of struggle, she decided to take a massive risk. She launched a revolutionary product that no one saw coming. It wasn't the safest decision, but it was the boldest one she could make. The idea was risky, but it was exactly what the market needed. Her gamble paid off, propelling her business to new heights. Suddenly, she went from an underdog to an industry leader, and her billion-dollar empire began to take shape. That one move set the stage for her unstoppable rise. Her family had always doubted her abilities, dismissing her dreams as unrealistic and her ambitions as childish. They never believed she could make it on her own, let alone achieve billionaire status. But as her business grew, so did her success, and it happened faster than anyone expected. Her family was blind to the fire within her, failing to see the quiet determination that would one day crush every barrier. By the time they realized she wasn't just surviving, but thriving, it was too late. Her success was the ultimate proof that rejection only fueled her unstoppable rise. Against every obstacle she rose, rejected by her family, underestimated by everyone, and with little support, she carved her own path to success. Each setback became a lesson, each failure a stepping stone. Her rise wasn't easy, but it was inevitable. She pushed past the doubt, the fear, and the struggles, driven by a fierce determination to prove herself. Through relentless hard work and a refusal to give up, she transformed her life. Today, as a billionaire CEO, she stands as living proof that even the most impossible dreams can come true when you refuse to back down. From the moment she was rejected, she set out to prove every doubter wrong. The world had written her off, but she refused to let their disbelief hold her back. With every challenge, she grew stronger, pushing herself beyond what anyone thought possible. She outpaced her competitors, broke through industry barriers, and became a force no one could ignore. Where others saw limitations, she saw opportunities. Each victory was a direct challenge to those who doubted her, proving that with enough grit and determination, she could surpass even the highest expectations and rise to the top. For years, she was pushed around by circumstances, rejected by her family, and dismissed by society. But one fateful day, something inside her snapped. She realized she could no longer wait for permission to succeed. In that shocking moment, she took full control of her destiny. No longer dependent on others' opinions, she made bold decisions and seized opportunities without hesitation. It was the turning point that changed everything. Her mindset shifted, and she became unstoppable. The girl once rejected became the woman who carved her own path, rewriting the rules of success on her terms. The moment she stopped letting rejection define her was the moment everything changed. For years, she had been overlooked, underestimated, and dismissed by those she loved the most. But when she chose to believe in herself, the world started to take notice. Her ideas, once ridiculed, began to gain traction. Slowly, she went from being the girl no one believed in to a force everyone respected. Her hard work, relentless perseverance, and unwavering confidence transformed her image. The rejection she once faced became the catalyst for her success, and she emerged as a respected billionaire CEO. Her journey to billionaire status wasn't just about hard work, it was about how she thought. While most saw obstacles, she saw opportunities. She didn't focus on what was, but on what could be. Her mindset shifted from survival to vision, from scarcity to abundance. Where others were content with small wins, she aimed for greatness. She understood that success wasn't just about making money, it was about creating impact. By thinking differently, embracing risks, and challenging the status quo, she rewrote the rules of business and built a legacy that no one could ignore. Her mindset was the game changer. From the girl who was once rejected to the CEO who commands respect, her rise was nothing short of extraordinary. She turned the tables on everyone who doubted her, using their disbelief as fuel for her success. Through strategic moves, fierce determination, and an unshakable belief in her vision, she built a business empire that couldn't be ignored. Where others once saw weakness, she saw strength. Her leadership and innovation reshaped industries, and soon she was the one calling the shots. The world was forced to take notice of the unstoppable CEO she had become. Starting from nothing, rejected by her family, and doubted by the world, she refused to accept defeat. Every setback became a lesson, and every rejection fueled her drive to succeed. With unwavering determination, she built her empire from the ground up, taking risks that others wouldn't dare. Her vision was clear: to dominate the industry and create a legacy that would last. Slowly, she expanded, outpacing competitors and breaking through barriers. From humble beginnings to global influence, she proved that rejection wasn't the end. It was the beginning of her rise to world domination. At first, her family's rejection felt like the greatest blow she could endure. But over time, she realized it was the gift that kept on giving. Their disbelief ignited a fierce determination within her, a desire to prove not just them, but the world, wrong. Without the pressure of expectation, she was free to follow her own path and make decisions without fear of judgment. This freedom became her greatest asset. Instead of holding her back, their rejection propelled her forward, fueling her rise from an overlooked girl to a billionaire CEO who carved her own legacy. For years, she was told she wouldn't amount to anything, dismissed by her family, underestimated by peers, and ignored by the world. But instead of seeking revenge through anger, she channeled her frustration into action. Every setback became motivation, every no a challenge to overcome. She poured her energy into building an empire, turning her pain into power. When her business skyrocketed and she became a billionaire CEO, the ultimate revenge wasn't in her words, it was in her success. She proved everyone wrong, showing them that rejection and doubt only fueled her unstoppable rise to the top. For years, she allowed others' opinions to shape her life. Her family's rejection, society's doubt, she internalized it all. But once she decided to stop letting people define her, everything changed. She stopped seeking validation and started trusting her instincts. She embraced her uniqueness, took bold risks, and built her empire on her own terms. No longer confined by others' expectations, she created her own path to success. Now a billionaire CEO, she understands that true power comes from within. When you stop letting people define you, you unlock the potential to achieve anything you desire.